appreciate it.
All right, so our first debate question is who's the best coach in college basketball?
Alright, so pretty much I think the best college basketball coach is John Calipari because he's been coaching the best coach or college basketball team, Kentucky, since 2009. In 2011, 2012, 2014, 2015, John Calipari was the final four with Kentucky. He's been named Naismith College Basketball Coach of the Year 3 times.
So I believe the best coach in college basketball is one that develops the players enough to play in the NBA and have a good career in the NBA. Therefore, I think it's Coach Mike Krzyzewski. It's hard.
I believe that the best coach in college basketball currently is no other than Roy Williams, coach of the UNC Tar Heels. One, because he is the second fastest coach of all time to reach 800 wins in his career. Second, he's won 3 of UNC's 6 national championships. And third, he's never had a losing season in his entire career.
Going off that, Coach K is the first coach ever to reach 1,000 career wins as a major head coach for major schools. And in 42 years of coaching, he has a winning record of 1,071 wins, 330 losses, and a .64 win-loss percentage.
John Calipari is also one of the only 4 coaches in NCAA division to direct 3 different schools to the #1 seed in the NCAA tournament.
Coach K has brought his teams to 12 Final Fours and won 5 championships.
Going off of what Nick said, how is Coach K classified as one of the best coaches right now? Is it like championships or what is it?
I would say championships, but also in 2008 he was the head coach of the U.S. Olympic gold medal team, which is evidence that he has the ability to lead our country, and he was viewed as one of the best coaches to coach the team.
Okay, so why do you think the USA team would pick him? Because there are many other coaches in college basketball that could have been chosen for that job.
Because he's one of the best in the business. He's been doing it for many years.
So,
Well, how many times has your team led your team to NCAA champions by the time?
What?
How many times have you led your team to NCAA championships?
5 times.
Mine's 8. Until 12.
How many wins have they had?
But this year,
No. How many wins in the championships?
how many do you have?
But that's what I meant 5. I don't know how many times they won. I know they have won 5.
Like in total?
Yeah.
All of them? How many times has yours coach been Naismith Hall of Fame?
He is in his Hall of Fame.
How many times has he won Coach of the Year?
I don't know, but he's coached the USA basketball team. As yours?
Okay, I feel you.
okay, I have a question for both of you.
Alright, sure.
How far did both of your teams get in the NCAA tournament this year?
This year?
This year.
My team didn't go that far.
Mine won the NCAA championship. And the reason behind that is because Coach Roy Williams was able to bring his team back from last year losing a championship to Chris Jenkins' buzzer beater 3. He was able to pick up his team and lead into a national championship this year. So, saying that Coach Roy Williams won 3 of UNC's 6 national championships, and only 6 other coaches have been able to do that. And those 2 championships came in 2005, 2009, and this year in 2017. So, how has your coaches have had an impact on their team this season?
Is Coach K one of those 6 coaches?
Yeah, Coach K.
Is John Calipari one?
Well, Coach K was one of those 6, so that's how he made me.
Can you repeat the question, kind of? What's your main point?
Has your team or has your coach had a significant impact on the team this season? Or
this season. Well, my coach, let's see, actually. Yeah, let's go.
Going back to my thesis statement, the best coach in college basketball is one that develops one to play in the NBA and then have a career in the NBA. So, Coach K has led 49 plus players in the NBA that have a good career, including 11 honorable mentions. So I was wondering how many guys have been in the NBA and had like a good career, and I've noticed like our top level players in the NBA.
Well, if you want to talk about UNC, you have one of the greatest players of all time, Michael Jordan. And I think that says it all, basically.
Should we move on to MGs?
Sure. Yeah. We'll move on to our next question is who is the best coach in the NBA?
Sorry, first. Sure. Okay, so I picked Steve Kerr as the best NBA coach of the NBA. You guys are probably all thinking, Brendan know nothing about basketball. He's picking the best team's coach, which is Steve Kerr. And I'm actually not picking that. First off, I'm just thinking like Steve Kerr used to be in the NBA when he was younger, and he won 5 titles. He played with Michael Jordan. He won 3 titles with the Bulls and 2 titles with the Spurs. And he played with Michael Jordan. So I'm pretty much saying he's using all his experience and knowledge from when he was in the NBA and kind of putting it, like, and kind of using it with the Warriors now. And, like, without Steve Kerr, Curry wouldn't be nothing. He wouldn't be as good of a shooter as he is today. Because if you guys didn't know, Steve Kerr he actually won 3-point contest in he won it in 1997, 1998. 3-point contest. So like he was like helping Stephen Curry, Draymond, Klay Thompson. He's helping with all their shots. So he's like pretty much making them like a better team. And he also broke the record for the most regular season wins as a rookie head coach.
Before I say anything, I have a question. If the Warriors didn't have those 4 top players, which are Curry, Thompson, Kevin, and Draymond, how do you think they'd be if they like lost 2 of them? Like
they obviously wouldn't be as good because without Curry, that's most of his points.
So you think that's coaching or is it just the players?
About what?
That they have 4 of the best players in the league.
Well, like so you're saying without them, are you saying that they're nothing, or like it's the coach's fault or return?
Like, are they going to be as good? Like,
they're not going to be as good without.
Anywhere else, if those 4 moved on, would they be the same or would they be better or worse because they didn't have him?
Well, it depends what coach he goes to, because like Steve Kerr is pretty much he's had experience and he's brought it to Stephen Curry and Draymond to today. Because he's played with Michael Jordan, he's played with amazing players, so he's bringing it to it today. So I'm saying like he might have been as good as he is today if he went to a different coach, but I just think.
I have another question for you.
Yeah.
So Steve Kerr is supposed to be the best coach currently. How is he supposed to be that when he's not even on the court since he has health problems?
I knew this. Well, I kind of knew someone was going to bring that up. Yeah, he's had health problems. I know he has to be on the court because of his back injury. I get that. I don't know if I was a coach, I'd still be on the court, but I don't know. It's just,
Okay, well, in my opinion, I believe that this is going to be surprising the most, but I believe that Mike D'Antoni, the coach of the Houston Rockets, is the best coach currently in the NBA. One, because he's improved his team from an 8 seed last year to a 3 seed in only 1 season. He's moved James Harden to the point guard position, giving him the chance to become the leading person, or the leading contender in the MVP race. And with his style of play by shooting the ball and never playing defense, he's been able to improve his team to a 55 and 27.
My thesis is the best coach in the NBA is one who gets those players from the college atmosphere ready to play on the level of the NBA and works him to be a competitive player in the league. So therefore, I think coach the Spurs.
Okay, I have a question for you. With the two recent losses in the Western Conference Finals and losing Kawhi Leonard, how come Greg Popovich is able to bring the team together and rally to kind of beat the Warriors?
Well, I mean, they go to the playoffs every year almost, and that's good. But to beat the Warriors,
Yeah.
Well, like I said, they have the four of the best players in the NBA, so it's kind of hard to beat them either way. No one has beat them yet, so.
But as a coach, you should be able to rally your team together and after you do lose it a very important player, it's hard. But as a coach, how come Greg Popovich isn't really doing that? Because after the game 2 loss, they lost by almost 30 points. So how are they supposed to come back with that? Or, is it coaching? Is it the players' loss?
I feel like it's both. I mean, the coach can definitely give them pointers and stuff and try to get them back. But some of the players too, because they have their own mindset and stuff. So if they're thinking they're just not gonna win, then you can't really do anything as your coach because they're defeated themselves.
I get how Greg Popovich has won 5 titles, but why do you think he's the best out of all the coaches? But he's the best.
In 20 years of coaching, he's won 1,656 games. Hold on, let me see. Or he's coached in 1,656 games, won 1,150 and lost 506. And he's coached in way more games than both of you guys. Because I did chart, and your coach has done 963 and yours is 160 or 130. So he just has more experience.
Going back to my thesis, how many teams do you see improve from an 8 seed to a 3 seed in 1 year? Not really that many. And Mike D'Antoni has been able to improve the Houston Rockets in these 5 categories. Points per game from 106.5 to 115.3. They led in points per game. I think they were second. Defensive rebounding from 31.7 to 33.5. Rebounds from 43 to 44. Assists from 22 to 25. And 3-point percentage from 34 to 35%. So if you can find me a coach who's been able to improve their team's stats as that much, or by that much of an improvement, then I'll be able to see who besides Mike D'Antoni.
What's your coach's playoff record?
Playoff record? Mike D'Antoni really hasn't had the greatest NBA season because he didn't have really that many good seasons in New York or in LA. But Mike D'Antoni this year was able to bring his new style of play, and he hasn't had really that many playoff wins. But I think the only ones he's had has been with the Rockets this season, and I know that they did unfortunately lose to your team. But Mike D'Antoni still has one of the leading people in the MVP race, and really that's it's really important when it comes to sports because say remember in our season I came off the bench, but then once I got moved to the 2 guard, I started starting. It's basically the same thing without that coaching aspect and without coaches switching players. It doesn't really give one an opportunity to succeed, but when they do, it kind of helps them improve in different situations. But yeah, Mike D'Antoni really hasn't had that many career wins.
Greg Popovich has also been named the USA national team head coach for the next years.
Steve Kerr was also the first rookie coach who won 21 out of his first 23 games.
Wait, I'm saying?
Steve Kerr is also the first rookie coach who won 21 out of his first 23 games.
In the regular season?
So what does that do to improve him to be one of the best coaches?
Is that just him or is that the players?
Well, he's improving the players. So obviously it's both because without Steve Kerr, they wouldn't be as good as they are today. But the coach obviously improves their players, right? I'm not saying, I'm saying that, but it's the players too, obviously, because they're the one improving, they're the one getting better, they're the one, Katie and Clay and Kerr, the ones, or all of them are the ones winning those 21 out of 23 games. But Steve Kerr is the one that's helping them improve, helping them get better as a team, helping them be aggressive. He's just helping them get to that point. Stephen Curry and them are obviously doing that, but they're all coming together and doing it.
So you think that he set it up so that they can do it on their own because he's not with them right now. So they're going still. They're going.
Yeah, pretty much.
How many years of experience does your coaches have?
Mike D'Antoni has been in the NBA since 2006, I believe. But he's coached with teams like Phoenix, LA, the Lakers, and with New York. But he really hasn't had that much of a big career. But bringing his talents to Houston has probably been one of the best things he could have done in his career because, as said by Max Kellerman, a professional sports analyst and debater, Mike D'Antoni failed in New York and LA because he didn't really have star players that would buy into his style of play of shooting the ball first and then never playing defense because in LA he had Kobe and then in New York he had Carmelo Anthony who were probably one of the best two ISO players. But coming to Houston and getting that point guard in James Harden, he's been able to redeem himself from all of his past failures. So basically Mike D'Antoni has had the most impact on his team this season because for one, he's improved them from an 8 seed to a 3 seed and he's been able to give James Harden the opportunity to lead the MVP race. And saying that, James Harden, last year when he was a shooting guard, he averaged 29 points per game, 6 rebounds, and 7 assists. He's been able to improve in the rebounds and assists per game category. He's still averaging 29 points per game. But last year, James Harden wasn't even considered to be in the MVP race. So how does one player go from not even being top 5 to being number 1? And yes, it's the players and the improvement, but that improvement comes from the coaches, and that coach would be Mike D'Antoni. So I say that Mike D'Antoni is the best coach currently in the NBA in that regard.
So did he do something different from last year to this year?
Mike D'Antoni?
Yeah.
Yeah, he moved James Harden to the point guard position, giving James Harden more opportunities to get more assists and more rebounds, and being able to run his team. And not only that, but he's the team has brought in players like Eric Gordon and Ryan Anderson who have been able to spread the floor, and then that's what gives them that more mentality of shoot first and then play defense.
How many finals wins does your coaches have? I know you said that.
Final wins? Yeah, mine has one.
Yeah, mine has 5, but that comes with his 20 years of experience. So.
When was the last time that they won a championship?
I don't know that. But.
I think they won. Didn't they win against the Heat?
I think yeah.
In 2013 or 2012.
Yeah, it wasn't that too long.
Mm-hmm. But ever since that would have been the Spurs playoff. How they I think this is the first time in a couple of years that they've made it to the Western Conference Finals.
Yeah, I mean they make it to the playoffs, but I don't know how far they've gone. But I know they have a record in the playoffs, or Greg Popovich does, of 166 and 102, which is pretty good for the playoffs.
But then again, that does come
His experience, yeah.